Y'all, I say this every time we have them on the show. Hell in a Handbag Productions is a gift to Chicago theater. It is the place to go for camp-tastic wrongness that is the most wonderful and delicious and wrong kind of art.
Yes.
I love them.
Wrong in the right way.
Wrong in the right way. And they are continuing their 24-25 season with the world premiere of Scary Town, a semi-autobiographical tale of a little brown bunny. A little brown bunny that uncovers a secret that rocks his world. Written by artistic director David Cerda and the most prolific playwright in Chicago. And joining us once again is the one and only David Cerda. Hello, sweetie.
Oh.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, my God. I'm a little tired.
I bet y'all
I'm
are
great.
in it. You're in the thick of things right now with
Right.
Scary Town getting ready to start performances on the 9th. But, girl, what sort of shenanigans and madness have you concocted this time? I'm always like, I love your scary, terrifying brain.
This one's a little more serious, I guess, is the word. And I don't mean serious like 12 Angry Men serious.
Right.
Okay. Don't
12
scare
angry
us.
bunnies.
Don't scare us, David.
It could be 12 angry bunnies.
Right. This is a play based on my life, actually, an event in my life. And it's about a little brown bunny who finds out something from about himself and his family and his mother that changes like his whole existence. And it's based on me finding out that my my biological father was not who I thought it was.
Oh,
Wow.
And
that's heavy.
yeah, and it actually took about 45 years from when I found out till recently, where I met my biological father. Miraculously, he's still alive. But I couldn't do a play that spanned over 40. We didn't want the thorn bird.
Oh, yeah, no. Or do we want the thorn
I
birds?
don't know. I love
I think
the
we
thorn
might want the
Maybe.
thorn birds, especially done by Hell in a Handbag.
Yeah. I would be the only. I want love.
We can make it, though, a nun. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. And so it's about somebody who when you grow up, you live an existence that you think is true because your parents tell you it's true, and you grow up trusting and believing what your parents say.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you reach a certain age, like when I became a teenager, I just started realizing, wait a minute.
Wait, something is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like this is wrong, and this is wrong, and so rather than do a typical like kitchen sink drama, I decided to make it like a storybook town, like based on the books of Richard Scarry,
Yes.
where the animals wear clothes and they live in harmony, and all these different species, like cats and dogs, are friends.
Yes, I totally
repeat
remember the
outfit.
Richard Scarry books. They're all just so like a cute, fuzzy, happy bunny kitty kind of things.
Officer Dog he conducts the traffic, and
Right.
Mrs. Cat is the baker, and so it's based in that kind of town, and it's about a 13-year-old new wave punk boy who finds the paperwork, just like I did, that led to his journey to find his real dad.
Wow. So what was the impetus to, I mean, like I'm so excited about this show, just because again, it's you. I tell you this all the time. You are the most prolific playwright in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
If I don't, I won't eat.
Yeah, you really, but and for you to able to take such a big, heavy topic and to put it on its ear, filter it through this sort of stylized telling of this Richard Scarry books.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
So why do you think it was like this moment? Like, this is the story that I want to tell right now, and this is how I want to tell it.
I've been wanting to tell the story for a long time, like for about like the past 10 years, but I didn't meet in real life. I didn't meet my father until right before COVID began.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's when all of a sudden, like, I had like pieces of the puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't have enough information to find him because the last name was it was Hispanic and it was so common.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took me, and then suddenly I got a message on Facebook from my half sister, and when I saw her name, I knew right away. And then I had a talk with my mom's best friend from high school, and suddenly it all fell into place. And I got so tired of not talking about it, and because of what my family might think. And my mom's gone now. It's really a relationship between myself and my mother, which is very complicated. I love my mother very much, but when we didn't get along, boy, we didn't get along.
Yeah.
And my mother it's about finding out that your parents were people before they were parents.
Right.
Even though they're bunnies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's finding out that your parents had all the same struggles, probably worse because of the times they lived in.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother ended up finding out that she was big dreams. It was kind of wild, and I'm from Northwest Indiana, and so my mother came of age going to Calumet City. And Calumet City was like Sin City back then in the late 50s and 60s. And so I just found out all these things about my mom where she was like, I can see why she didn't want to talk about it. And it's not as bad as I'm not saying she was like turning tricks on the border.
No, but that is a really huge moment that I think everybody has when you realize that your parents, they're actually people. Who had lives before you were even around.
Right.
And they were doing stuff.
And there's just so much drama in it. It's like, it's very much like the kinds of movies I like, the old movies with that were like soap operas, the Joan Crawford, Lana Turner movies where the long-suffering woman struggles. And I found out that she struggled to keep me. I was taken away when I was born. And she fought the Catholic Church to get me, and she worked in a nightclub, and she was a hostess.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just all this crazy, crazy stuff. And I was just like, and this is one of those things where everybody in the family knew about this but me. And my family is white. My dad, the dad who adopted me is brown. I'm Mexican and Italian and Irish, and I'm the only one that has black hair and beige skin. With my brothers and sisters, they're all white with hazel eyes and brown hair, and I never thought anything of it because I was told, well, you just turned out different.
Right.
And that's true. You did. So did your mother know that you knew before she passed away?
Oh, yeah. I confronted her twice before it finally came out, and she denied it both times. And then finally there was a family gathering, and it happened at a family gathering, and it was just like, tell me.
Right, like in the true Italian fashion there, right?
It was
it out on the lawn? Yeah. Please tell me it was out on the lawn.
No, it was at my nana's house.
Okay.
My nana and grandpa's house.
Yeah.
And I was over 20, so I was drinking because you were encouraged to drink in my family once you were. Like everybody drank. The dog drank.
Right.
And so that's how it came out. And still, we didn't talk for a long time, and then we started talking. But it really, literally, I met him when I was right at the beginning of COVID. So it took that long.
Like 5 years ago.
Now, yeah, and he's still alive, and my other dad is my dad who raised me, who I call my dad, is still alive. So I have two dads now. No mom. My mom passed away.
Sorry.
We had made amends by then, and I helped.
Thank goodness for that. How was the writing process, David, for this one different from your previous works due to the sensitive personal nature of the material you were writing about?
It's a lot harder to write, and it took me a long time. And even though it is, it's a family of rabbits and everything, I really wanted to find the humanity in my mother and let people know what she was going through, what I was going through. But also, I wanted it to be funny because I think it's funny still. I think it's ridiculous. I think everyone says, "Oh, you do all these campy plays," and I was just like, "That's because life is ridiculous." It's really, to me, it's like, what? I mean, look at this current situation we're in. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, what the heck, indeed.
Yeah. And I saw you went to the protest yesterday, and I thank you so much. I was in tech for 10 hours, so I couldn't go.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
I'm doing it for everybody who couldn't get down there, of course. Of course. But so as you are working on this play, and David, you're just an inherently a funny person. You are a funny person. You look through things. You see life through like a funhouse mirror and or a prism, and it's wonderful. And I'm a funny person, I will say. I'm just going to say that. But and I'm also funny that way. But I found that sometimes there are things that aren't funny.
Right.
And I know that you view things like, make reality is ridiculous and the ridiculous is reality for many things. How, what were some of the biggest challenges of really finding the funny, or were there? I might just be projecting on you because I need therapy.
Really finding the funny was, there were moments when it's not funny.
Right.
And I do try to have those moments. My family had a lot of dysfunction. I grew up in a very chaotic household. And my mother, I think life had kind of crushed her will, the spark inside her. And you see it once in a while. But unfortunately, a lot of times the spark was ignited by alcohol. And, when you live in the area of Northwest Indiana I lived in, a lot of people, their only way to escape was through substances.
Yeah.
It's me, when I look back at where I grew up, and I still visit there now, there's a lot of substance abuse there. And when I see these people talking about how great their life was, I belong to these Facebook groups like Northwest Indiana and Hammond, and it's like, oh, I miss the old days, the old downtown. It's like, it was dumb.
Right.
What do you miss about it?
What do you miss about it?
And I was, at an early age, I was one of those kids that worried a lot. I was depressed. I didn't feel safe in my own house, and it really weighs on you, and it really it really shapes who you are today. And one of the reasons I'm funny is because of that, is because I had to find a way to look at things differently and escape. And then on top of that, I was like a big gay kid,
right,
who was effeminate, and people were, I was getting it on both sides.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Look, I learned the power of laughter, making people laugh, is that they're laughing. They can't hit you.
I would do impressions of other students and teachers.
Yep.
Look at her.
Nope, I get it. I get it. It stops the bullies in their tracks and everything. And I just love the way that you are approaching this very serious material through the lens and the conceit of a children's storybook that is populated with bunnies. So we've got bunnies in there. What sort of animals are we going to see coming through the scary town?
Mrs. Water Buffalo.
Okay, of course.
And Devin's best friends are Penelope, a goth porcupine, and Willie the Worm, who's kind of a nerd. And there's other bunnies. There's gay Uncle Bruce and Granny Bunny, his confidant. And I was very close to my grandparents because I found out that I lived with them for the first, almost 4 years of my life. And I sort of remember it. And so, but I always wondered why I felt so great around them. And so their Granny's in there, and there's, rats and
a whole menagerie. But will there be reindeer nipples? That is
not this season.
Not this season. It's not the holidays. Sorry, I keep going back to Snow Girl.
Yeah, there might be reindeer. There might be a lot more reindeers in our Christmas show.
Oh, okay. Good. Cool.
Housewives of the North Pole.
Thank goodness.
So what do you?
Very silly.
What do you again? Helena Handbag. You have the most loyal theater. You have a loyal audience base. They are there for you through thick and thin. And hopefully there'll be more people who are going to be coming to go check out Scary Town at the Clutch in Lincoln.
Hopefully they'll be here.
Yeah. No, they will be. Girl, they are tried and true. These people, I'm one of them. I just adore what you all do.
Every show, though, I think, what if nobody comes?
Right. Well, that's just called being an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to make sure that you go and check out this heartwarming tale of a bunny.
Yeah, who doesn't love that?
It's a very intimate space.
Yeah, at the Clutch.
We've been really remodeling it, turning it into a performance space, and I love it.
What's the Clutch for those of us that aren't familiar with it?
Where is it? Or
what was the space? Was it a theater space, or was it something else that's been transformed?
Used to be a church.
Okay.
It used to be a church that had a really bad view. I did research on it, and it's being gay cause you to be deaf.
Oh, gosh.
That was my favorrait one.
So you're excising all of those all the bad juju goes going away now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it's a 1,700 square foot performance space, and we've transformed it with lights and sound equipment and into a small little boutique theater. Performance rehearsal space.
It will be a wonderful. Look, I'm telling you, if anybody can turn a small space into make magic places, I've seen it's you. I've seen y'all at Mary's Attic on a little tiny 12-foot stage. I've seen y'all at the Den. Still, one of my favorite things that I've ever seen in Chicago is Poor People. One of the best things on the planet. There we are.
That show that was snubbed by the Jeff.
It was. I know.
How dare they?
I know. Girl, I'm glad you got that dig in there because I agree with you. That was Poor People was one of the musical was one of the funniest, most brilliant things on the planet.
What?
And I am so looking forward to seeing Scary Town that starts performances on April 9th, and it runs through May 11th at the Clutch in the Lincoln Square neighborhood.
4335 Northwestern.
There we go. And so for tickets and for more information just about this wonderful, just wrong in the best way theater company, go to handbagproductions.org. David Cerda, I love you more than my panties. I want you to have
thank you.
I want you to have a good luck with this week. I know this week is going to be great. It's long. You're in tech and break legs as you start performances. Again, Helena Handbag presents the world premiere of David Cerda's Scary Town. It runs April 9th through May 11th at the Clutch in the Lincoln Square neighborhood. Handbagproductions.org is where you need to go to get all of your tickets. David Cerda, break legs.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Keep doing what you both are doing. We need you now more than ever.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
We need you too. Thanks.
We do. We need to laugh. It's a little.
Each other.
Please, oh God. Oh God. All right. Oh God.